Most ecom email advice is either outdated, too theoretical, or pushed by people who don't run real accounts. Meanwhile, founders are busy, stretched thin, and just want what works. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 proven email tips that will actually move revenue. Things we use across e-commerce brands that are doing 50K all the way up to 5 million per month and beyond. This isn't just send more emails or use emojis. It's a practical, revenue focused, and simple to implement. If you like what you're seeing so far, make sure to subscribe. Most brands know a few tips. The problem is they never implement them in a way that will actually move LTV. If you want help applying these inside Klaviyo the right way, we'll audit your setup and map out exactly what to fix on a free strategy call, link in the description below. And make sure you watch the next video where I show you the LTV system that connects flows, campaigns, and segmentations into one singular engine. Because email marketing only works well when everything works together, not when you rely on some one-off optimizations. First tip is to use engagement segments to boost revenue plus deliverability. So what in the world is engagement-based sending? What is that? For engagement segments, pretty much we want to send campaigns to people who have viewed your site, clicked, or opened your email in the last X days. It could be site viewed, it could be click email, open email, and then depending on the range, it could be anywhere from 14 days, 30 days, 90 days, 180, or upwards to 365. But 365 is pretty much the maximum you want to go for since Gmail, Yahoo implemented this rule back in like 2024. Anything beyond 365 days that you're sending marketing emails to will pretty much be viewed as spam. If you haven't contacted an email in the last 365 days, whatever email it is, example, Mark at Gymshark, whatever. So if you haven't email or sent any emails from campaigns, flows, etc., don't bother sending to them because Gmail or Yahoo will pretty much just mark you as spam, right? So that's pretty much it for engagement-based sending. You can build this inside Klaviyo, super simple. And you also, for exclusions, let's talk about this. You want to exclude what I'm about to say for every segment that you use, right? What kind of exclusions, right? That would be people who bounced soft 5 times, and then if they bounce hard once, shit, don't even try anymore. Because hard bounce means their inbox is pretty much cooked. You do not want to be sending emails to them. So why do we even do engagement-based sending, right? So how email service providers like Gmail, they calculate your sender reputation score based on who is engaging with your email, who is clicking your emails, who is engaging with your emails, and who's clicking on your emails, and who's actually looking at your emails, right? That determines your sender reputation score. So you only want to send your emails to people that are actually opening emails or clicking on emails, right? Click, click, click. You only want to send people that are actively engaging. And that's how you do that with engagement-based sending. You want to send to people that are actively opening your emails, checking out your marketing, actively interested. If people are not clicking, not opening, guess what? Mr. Gmail right here is going to see these emails and say, hey, this guy's not opening, this guy's not clicking. So this email is of low quality. So we should probably put it in the promo tab. Or worse, they say, fuck you, and then you go into the spam folder instead. That's pretty much how to use engagement sending and why we should even do that for deliverability. Let's talk about number 2. So I see this all the time for e-com brands that are generating like 50K per month, right? Like these are your new e-com brands. And I always see them do this shit. You have to stop discounting so damn early in your min checkout /puts. You know why? Because this fucks up your margins. So the reason you do not want to start discounting so early in your abandonment checkout because you haven't even given the person that abandoned your cart to even consider purchasing the first purchase at full value. We only give discounts when we have to push them over the edge, whether they're not converting, whether they're just dropping off. And usually what we see from working with 200 e-commerce brands, we have data points from 200 e-commerce brands. Email one converts the same whether or not you have a discount or not. So why the fuck would I want to give 10% off? We have 60% margins. 10% of that is $10. So 60% margin is $60. So 10% of that is $10. So you're left with $50. And that's not even considering cost of goods or anything like that. So you're already losing $10. You're already losing 1/6 of your gross margins by giving away a discount way too early. So my tip here, just do it in an email too. Just do it in the second email of your abandoned checkout and abandoned carts if you have to. Same thing, browse product. And for site abandonment, I mean, you could do it in the second, third email if you want to, but site abandonment, in my opinion, people are not hot enough to actually give them a discount. You want to get them further down the funnel, something like you want to get them to browse the product first before you even considering giving up margin. So tip number 3, add a second post-purchase secret. So what does this mean? It simply means when someone triggers purchase, we want to have a conditional split based on if this is their first time or second time. Because what we don't want to happen, which you first want to filter this with profile filters. If this is their second time purchase, they won't get triggered to this flow right here. Because email 1 or first time purchasers, probably this is going to be like a thank you email. So if we are sending people that purchase the second time down this, there is a misaligned messaging. With misaligned messaging, destroys trust. So what we want to do for second time purchaser is create an entire thank you flow just for them. Second time purchaser, hey man, messaging in this, hey man, thank you for supporting our business the second time. And then add something like a founder story. Thank you purchasing us for a second time. Invite them to a VIP list, invite them to a Facebook group with all your purchasers. Create a community, bring them into community, because this customer now is a BIP. They purchase from you a second time. They probably, if your product is good, give it some time, they'll get to the dirt. So make sure you have a sequence just for them. Or just have the filter where if they purchase again, don't even send them shit because you don't want to fuck up the messaging here. So tip number 4, this is for my copywriters. Y'all know this. Use one clear goal per campaign. Don't ever mix objectives. Because why? If I have an email about bestsellers and then I ask them for a review, the attention span of a person is very short. So you either pick something. Either want to send them an email about bestsellers or an email about a review. If you mix and match these, customers won't know what to do. So here is an example of an email. Bestseller, blah, 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 subtitle, picture or something. CTA. This CTA has to be your main idea. Let's say you want to add 2 objectives here. CTA for shopping your bestsellers and CTA for reviewing a product. Second CTA. How in the world is this customer supposed to know which one they should click? Having an intention of a customer for an email is very, very important already. You don't want to fuck this up. So make sure you have one CTA or one objective per email. Because guess what? Sending email does not cost that much. Use that second email as another engagement point. So if you have 2 objectives that are equally as important, why would you send them both at the same time, like Monday, when you can just 2x the volume, like send one on Monday, send one on Wednesday. That way you have 2 touch points throughout the week and you don't need to create another content angle. It's all about A/B testing. A/B testing, right? You have to run weekly testing loops. And for me, I usually have a Google Sheets, something like that, just to keep track of my A/B tests. So whether that's the subject line that we want to test, content, which you can test between plain text or graphic. This is what you want to test out when you're testing content angles or just the content itself. And then you have CTA. Test out your CTAs. Have 2 designs. Which CTA is better? Grab your seat or blame your seat. So when it comes to CTAs, make sure you use verbs to start it off. Claim, grab, shop now, shop best sellers, whatever it might be. That's for CTAs. And then last thing, layout. So that could be longer emails with CTAs, or you have a little shorter one. Headline, subheader, CTA. Simple emails I've seen work really, really well. So make sure you A/B test these layouts. An older audience would probably want a more detailed email, something they could read like a newspaper or something like that. So make sure you test out layouts. So when it comes to layout in your e-com store, what I usually recommend for CTAs is to have the same CTA style, color, font in your emails. So make sure the CTA on your store equals the one in your email campaigns as well as the flows. That way there's a congruence and you train people to click on that specific CTA. So when they receive your email, they have the same CTA, they click on it, they go to your website, they see the same CTA. They see the same CTA. So in their minds, they're like, hey, I've clicked this before and nothing bad happened. So I can click it again. That's pretty much it. Tip number 6, VIP segments. So what does it mean when you're building a VIP segment, right? These people that qualify for the VIP segments are people that have purchased at least 2 to 3 times or 2 to 3 times your AOV, average order value. So these are your VIP segments. So how should you treat them? So we want to send them exclusive offers, early offers. So something like early BFCM, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, any sales, exclusive sales just for the VIP list. So let's send like a flash sale or something. And early access. So let's say you're a drop brand, make sure to send them the password first. And there's also something that I want to add, right? VIP customers. These are people you want to treat really, really well. But I see this all the time with e-com brands, right? They give offers to people on their lists that the VIPs don't get. So why do non-VIP buyers get the 15% off or a similar offer, and then we exclude the ones that don't? Let's say if you haven't sent, the very idea of VIP customers is that they should get the best offers. If we're sending a 15% offer to their regular list, VIP should get something better, right? Buy one, get one, or whatever it might be. So don't go and send a 50% off without offering VIPs something as well. Because that's the very idea of VIP. They're very important people. In this case, very important customers. Whenever we get a normie offer, we want to give the VIPs an even better one. That's the whole idea. I see e-commerce brands all the time. They send an offer to their non-VIPs and the VIPs don't get anything because, hey, they think, they'll just buy. But we want to make sure that the VIPs are taken care of as well. Or tip 7, make emails scalable. So look, when it comes to email design, you don't want to complicate it, have a bunch of text in the email super long. We want to make it skimmable. So when it comes to the copy, we want to be as simple as possible. We don't want the emails to be like an essay or something like that. This all comes back to layout as well. We want layouts that are visually appealing to the eye. So I would advise you guys to read up on UX design, how to create designs that has good experience for the end customer. Some UX principles. At the end of the day, UX design means your CTA is easy to read, your fonts are easy to read, your visuals are good, your TTAs actually go to where they're supposed to go. Because let's say someone clicked on a CTA to go to a specific category and they go to a wrong category. That is bad customer experience. That is bad user experience. When it comes to building a skimmable email, you have to make sure you have expert in creating mop-ups, graphics, and as well as layouts. There's a bunch of layouts in design. I won't go into it that much in this video, but UX designers will know how to create easy and visually appealing emails for your customers. So here's just an example, right? This is called the Z-shaped pattern. This is a pretty common thing. They understand that users don't read web pages, they just scan it. Scanning means they only stop to read when something catches their eye. How this works in simple terms is, first, people scan from left to right, and then down, left, back to right. So what shape is that? Let's see. Down, right to left again, my bad. So make sure important information lives in these quadrants. And if you want to learn more about UI design, UX design, just Google it, all right? Next tip, use story-based angles in your email campaigns, in your flows. But what the hell is story-based angles? A lot of e-commerce brands make this mistake. They only send sales campaigns, 10% off, get one buy one, freebie, free shipping. Facts is, all of these have been used so much that people just don't care about these offers anymore, right? They care about the brand itself, right? The brand story, the founders. What are your best sellers? How is it made? Ingredients. How is your skincare or moisturizer made? Are they safe ingredients? These are questions that your consumers will have. And we want to create those questions into stories. So brand story, why we started this brand. That could be an angle for one of your campaigns. Founder story. Hi, this is Bob from Gymshark. The reason I started this brand was because there was no clothes that would fit me or something. Consumers want to know why you started that brand. So make sure we, in simple terms, tell them why we made the brand. Why did I make a clothing brand focus on mental health? What could be a reason for that? So as the founder, be personal, be vulnerable, and let your consumers know. I created this brand because I struggled with mental health. So that's something you could share with your audience. And guess what? That angle, someone that's buying clothes for mental health or whatever it might be, probably has the same feeling as you. So sharing that creates relatability, and relatability equals human connection. And when you're able to build these human connections in relationships at scale, guess what? Money comes in. People just don't buy random products. People buy from people. So if they understand who you are, why they should trust you, then yeah, if they got the money, they'll probably buy me. Unless you're like an expensive ad product, they would have to probably do some competitor research. Sales cycles might be longer. So founder story, bestsellers as well. A bestseller campaign. Make it fun. Why did Amy buy our product? And then just talk about the testimonials that Amy gave. And just make it a fun, entertaining email content about it. How was our moisturizer made? 5 simple ingredients. No harsh chemicals. So just create a story out of that. Hey, our skincare product right here, that's like a sunscreen. So our sunscreen is made with 5 simple ingredients made in the USA, right? Just talk about it. Talk about those 5 simple ingredients. I don't know how skincare is made, but talk about ingredient 1. We source this from the mountains of Utah, where everybody loves skincare. Ingredient 2, minerals. We source this from another mountain in Canada, where there's like a pit where it just heals people. But obviously, don't lie about it. And don't say shit I just said, or you'll probably get contacted by the FTC. Don't lie about where your ingredients are from. So there's a bunch of story angles that we could use. I can give you some more examples. Company anniversary, founder story. You can tie that into that. Why do 5,000 customers trust us? That's another one. But yeah, you can come up with so much of these if you just think about it. Take your top 10 objections from your customers and just change those into story-based angles. Like you can talk about the reviews. Why do we have 100 reviews for our X product? Talk about it. Talk about the funnel reviews you have, things like that. Product of the month to be one. That's another angle. Product of the month. So these are just some stuff and I'm thinking off the top of my head. So if you have a specific product and you can find exact angles to do and angles where your customer are already asking. So you want to hit them where, so before they even ask you, you can just shoot them these story-based angle campaigns that handles their objection already and any other thing that is preventing them to buy. Final tip is you got to send those plain text emails, man. Send those plain text emails. But why do we want to send plain text emails? The reason we want to send plain text emails is because these plain text emails bypass Google spam filters much easier than our original emails because they have no image, because these have no images. There's no CTAs, no HTML. It's just plain text that is being sent via email. So it's literally like me crafting a email and sending it to someone on my team or something. But in this case, we're doing it one to many. We're sending a campaign to a bunch of people, but in a way where it seems like this email, I may best brand. So what the hell does this even look like? It literally looks like it's a letter from a friend. It's also a pattern interrupt because people are so used to getting emails that look like they're like an advertisement cover. So if you send an email just like this and then promote it with a CTA on the bottom right here, let's hyperlink it or something, this would do wonder. We had a 250K per month brand send a plain text just like this, and they had 60K just from that single campaign alone. And the click rate of these are way higher as well. Open rates are way higher as well because, again, these bypass spam filters much easier. There's one time where I didn't have time to design a whole email for a client. So I literally just sent a plain text email saying, hey name, our Excel is live. Click here to shop now. Best bounded. That was the best email in terms of revenue that they generate for the whole year. There's one sentence CTA.